This will list the man page of TLDR, but in a short form. So let's say if you want to not want to read the entire man page of tree, if you have this installed, so this does not come pre-installed, but if you have this installed, this will basically show you a summary of the man page of tree. So TLDR usually stands for too long did not read. So jargon used in the internet. So this is where the name comes from. So TLDR tree will show you the basic things you need to know for tree. So you can see what we were trying to find inside the man page by scrolling so much. It is listed as the first thing because this lists the things which are usually more searched for. So you can just see the other things also. So we can print only the directories using tree/d. We can print the hidden files too with colorization. So dash capital C is for color and dash A is for printing all the files. So you can also, if you have in your local system, you can install TLDR. I think it's also installed in the VM, right, sir?
Yes, it will be,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. So in the VM also, you can use TLDR to get a small summary of each command.
Yeah. Sayan, can you just quickly touch upon the file permissions also?
Yeah,
Then we can
sure.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So as you saw earlier, right? So when we were trying to ls the /root from a normal user, so we were not able to. So this is giving us an error, permission denied. So this is because the /root folder, it is belonging to the root user, and we are the like right now I am the Cyan user. So so how is this enforced in Linux in the file system? So usually each folder and each file will have some permissions set to it. So we can see that by using the ls-l. If I do ls-l /root, we can't open it, so we have to do 1 second. So for listing the directory, I think /d, okay, never mind. So let me ls-l the entire system here, and you can see that the /root, this one, this is owned by root, and the group is also root. So, and this is for all of the folders also. But then what is different here than the other folders, because we could at least see what's inside the other folders, is the permissions. So the first column you can see is the permission. So for this /root, you can see that it is telling drwx, r-x, and dash dash dash. So what this means is each 3 letters. So the first letter just means this is a directory. So here L means this is a symbolic link, as we discussed earlier, and D means that this is a directory. So the root is a directory, and then the 9 letters after this give us the permission. So the first 3 are the permissions for the user itself. So because this root folder belongs to the root user, so the root user can read whatever is inside that folder. He can write whatever he wants to write inside that folder, and he can also so X is for execute. So for directories, it means he can enter that folder, he can cd into that folder. So the next set of 3 letters is the permissions for the other people in that group. So this folder belongs to the group, which is also called root. So other people, if there is some other user who is added to the root group, so this is the name of the user and this is the name of the group, and then that person can see what's there inside this folder, and he can cd into this folder, but he cannot make any changes. So he does not have the write privileges. But as you can see at the end, this is dash dash dash. So anyone else, so this is for any other user who is not root or does not belong to the group root. So that person can neither see nor write nor enter this folder. So that is why when we are not a privileged user, we cannot even see what's inside here. And you can see this is similar for another folder also, lost plus found. So this is a folder which is auto created by disk checking utility for each volume. So we don't have to cover this in any detail. But the main thing which is interesting here is the root one. So the others you can see we have r-x. So for things like, let's say, bin. So the reason we could enter bin, or let's say other things like etc or EFI, we could enter because we had the r-x. So we can read what is inside, and we can also enter that folder. So we can also read what is inside that folder also. So we can at least enter and then see what's there. We obviously cannot make any changes, so we cannot write it because we do not have a write permission. But in the root folder, which is the home of that root, we don't have any permission at all. And this is also same in the home. So if we go to the home, this will be even more clear. So here, if I do ls-l, you can see that there is two users. One is called demo and one is called Cyan. And this user's folder, which is same as the user's name, this is owned by that user and belongs to a group with the same name as that user. Similarly, for this one, this is owned by that user and belongs to a group of that user as well. So for now, just ignore this one. So as you can see, so this folder belongs to this user and this folder belongs to this user. And the permission here is simply RWX and then all the dashes follow. So 6 dashes. So this means that anyone who is not the user cannot even enter or list anything that's inside, let alone make any changes. So that's why the people who is not this user cannot see what's inside. So similarly for I think here the permission is not correct. Maybe I had made some changes, that's why. But then usually this will be the permissions for a user which you create in a system. So
A quick note I want to make it here, right?
yeah,
So this is not something like all of you encounter in Windows, right? And
yeah,
it is very different than that, right?
yeah. We
And
just get a
this,
vague message that you are not
yeah,
authorized.
and this is the primary way, right? It is such an easy way to look at things, look at, manage users, manage groups, providing access to few, right? Admin can do a lot of things. So a single server can be accessed by multiple users, right? In your case, if you are a class of 1,000 students, 1,000 students can log in into this system. They can do a lot of things, but root can actually control what you can do and what you cannot do in there, right? This makes Linux very powerful. And this structure where you see this permission strings and all that, right? It is taken directly from the Unix operating system. So if you get time, right, go ahead and look at, how permissions and everything worked in the Unix operating system, and you will see that how there is so much of a similarity, which is why this is called as, what do you call, multi-user multitasking system, right? So each of the user can have a set of things they can do, and it can easily be controlled, all these groups and users, right? Which is why also it is very popular when it comes to servers also, right? Very intuitive, right? Simple to see, simple to operate. Yeah, go ahead, Sam. That is what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's all much better. So all about permission. So we can also change the permission and yeah, stuff like that. So should I cover that also here?
No, I think the sudo command is not yet covered in the
Yeah,
sudo is not covered. Yeah.
yeah,
So in any case, if you are a root user, you can change the permission strings here.
yeah.
There is also a number format, right, to this permission strings.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Can you just talk quickly about
yeah,
it?
yeah, sure. So let me go inside my home so that I can do some changes inside my home itself. Yeah, so you can see here I have some folders. So let us ignore all that and let me create a new file here. So we can create a file using the fetch command. So let's say I create a file called hello.txt. So if I do ls-l now, you can see that hello.txt is also there. And the permission is, so the first letter is now dash. So for any files, this will always be a dash. If it's a link, it will be L. If it's a directory, it will be D. And then you can see the permissions. It's RW dash, R dash dash, R dash dash. And the reason this is different from the directories, because in the directory, you need the X, which is the execute, for us to even enter inside that. But for files, the X means that this is a executable file. So we'll see that when we are running scripts, but for now, we don't need this. So we just need the R for the other users, and us, obviously, we can also read and also read and write inside that folder. So let us see how we can write. So if I, let's say something, hello, how are you? And so don't worry about how we are writing things right now. So we will cover this later. But let's say I write something inside the file. So we can now cat what is there inside the hello.txt. So you can see we have the text now stored inside. So we can read what is there and we can write what is there. So now let us see if we change the
So
permissions.
just to interrupt, right? So here he has used that greater than arrow, right? So don't worry about how does this work. This will be
Yeah,
covered in the following lectures. I think in the week 3
yeah,
it will be covered. Okay,
yeah,
just think of that. You have a hello.txt file which has these contents. Yeah, go ahead, Sai.
yeah, yeah. So now let's say So the permissions is rw dash for me. So if I want to remove this write permission for the like the actual user also who created this, so the way we can do is we can do using the chmod command. So chmod stands for the change the modifications. I think I'm not sure about the full form. So this will change all the permissions of the file. So let us say I want to remove this write permission. So there are multiple ways. So let us go over them one by one. One is you can use the letters itself. So as you can see, we have the W, right, which stands for write, and I want to remove that W. And who do I want to remove it from? I want to remove it from the user. So the first three letters are the user, the next three are the group, and the last three are the everyone else or others. So I want to remove W from user. So we simply type U minus W. So this is remove write permissions from the user, and we do hello.txt. We give the file name. So if you don't know how chmod works, you can simply do man chmod, and you can see that how it is done. So I think there'll also be some examples in the end for some commands. So for this one, it's not there. But yeah, in general, the way to do it is you do chmod, the options if you have any, and then the mode which is required. So this does not have any brackets. So this is basically the what we added, right? So U minus W, things like that, and then the file.
So can you just show them the TLDR chmod?
Yeah. So if we want, we can also do TLDR chmod, and this will be a shorter summary.
Yeah, apart from that, there is something called chown also. Okay,
Yeah.
so that also something you should do. Try doing all of these exercises in your own system. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Yeah. So as you can see in TLDR also, we get a very short description. So you can see very quickly how we can do something. So if you want to give the user who owns the file the right to execute it, you do U plus X and the file. So similarly, if you want to remove something, you do minus, right? So that is what we were going to do. And then you can, so plus is for adding a permission, minus is for removing a permission. And if you want to directly set like this is exactly the permissions I want to do, you can use the equals. So the equals, instead of giving a minus and then a plus, you can directly state what are the permissions you want to do. And then, so what you, if you do O equals G, this basically means give others the same rights as the group. So you can also do things like that. So copy all the permissions from group into the others. And if you just do O equals, so basically you have not given any R, W, or X anything here. So this basically means set others to nothing. So it will be dash, dash, dash. So yeah, I think someone has
Yeah,
raised their hand,
Madhur,
right?
go ahead. Madhur, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. 1 second. Just let me turn something off. Just please ignore this one. All right. Yeah. So as we were doing, so chmod lets us like change the permissions, right? So right now we have the hello.txt which has the write permission. So let's say now I want to remove the write permission from the users. I'll do U minus W. So remove the write permission from the user and the name of the file. So because we're in the directory itself, we don't have to give any other path. We just write the name and we press enter. So now you can see the mode of the hello.txt is changed from rw dash to r dash dash. And this, which is 04644 and 0444, is the octal representation. So we'll get into this after this. So this is basically another way of representing this entire string
Yeah, I
in the form.
want you to go ahead and look into it. Okay, maybe next session we can discuss it in depth.
Yeah.
But this is what basically the permissions are there. There is also something called change owner. Okay, like Sayan has
Yeah.
explained that you are a user, there is owner also, right? All of that I want you to also look at it. Okay. Krishnan will. Can you just go ahead, Krishnan? Should he share the folder here?
Yeah, I know. I'll share the
You'll
screen
share the
and I'll
screen.
explain.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, sure.
Fine. Can you just stop sharing? I think
Yeah.
Krishnan will cover an important folder. Yeah.
Is everyone else able to see my screen?
Yeah, Muthu. Just a minute. Huh? Yeah, Muthu. Any questions?
Sir,